Welcome back everyone to another video. Now I finally got the chance of working with a 3D printer, not directly but still in a way, and have something that I personally designed and have that print out and come to me in a physical form. Now, this might seem a little bit late to go get onto the 3D printing trend because probably everyone is already doing it, but it was an amazing experience nonetheless to design something virtually on a computer and then to have it printed for you and in your hands in about 2 to 3 days. Now, why it took that long, I'll get to it. 3D printers are generally very expensive, and right now their prices have dropped, but it's just not within the reach of many people and to justify paying that much amount for something that might not be used. So recently I did get the HiKey 960 for review. Now that is a very expensive board and I was really concerned just flapping around in the air and sitting on my table without any sort of protection from external elements, and there was a lack of case for the HiKey 960, as I said in my reviews. That sort of forced me to go ahead and get it 3D printed. So the main design was done on something called OpenSCAD. Now many of you would have used some 3D printing tools that usually allow you to drag and drop elements or maybe create elements using a graphical user interface. SCAD is a bit different in that it uses some sort of coding or the SCAD language to do that, and it's pretty much similar to C in sense of syntax, if that's what you are after. And for me personally, the learning curve was not that much. Within around half an hour I was comfortable in using OpenSCAD and design something of my own. Now, to be honest, this design is not 100% my own. I did take an example from Thingsverse. I'll leave a link down in the description, and that actually was made for the Dragon Board 410. Now there are some differences between the Dragon Board 410 and the HiKey 960 with the placement of the switches and the height adjustment, because the HiKey 960 has mini PCIe port. So let me just show you what all of those are. So here I have the HiKey 960 in its 3D printed case, and we have the lid off. This is how it looks, and there is a lack of screws. I'll get to it. So the switches are placed. So I did correct the placement of the switches, which was more around near the USB ports or top here somewhere in the Dragon board. And you can see there is a mini M.2 slot, and that actually requires some extra width, extra height on the case and for a proper clearance. So that was one of the things that I did. Apart from that, small adjustments from the power block, and of course adding of a vent. Now HiKey 960 has a very powerful CPU and it tends to get really hot. Talking about hot CPUs, I also added a couple of millimeters or maybe 1 millimeter, I don't remember, to counter for this warping effect that ABS has while printing, and almost all ABS do warp in this similar fashion around one corner, and I don't really know the reason why, but there is a workaround, is to apply melted ABS based scrap, melt them in acetone and apply a thick mixture of that on the hotbed. That would allow the acetone to the ABS plastic to stick properly on the hotbed and not warp in this fashion. Now as you can see, there are little feet. Now they were never ever meant to be feet, and they extend here as standoffs. So what they are actually meant to act as a switch. Insert in here and activate this switch when pressed upon. But what happened was, I had no idea that you need to have at least 2 millimeter of minimum material to work with, and I made the outer surface of the screw mounts a bit very thin, and the printer didn't print them at all. So what I've left with is just a big over four big holes, and then luckily I had these what are essentially button extenders, and they were of the perfect height, so I just went ahead and used them as support. So that is the reason why the Hikey 960 for now is not secured in place with some sort of screws. Now of course I would love to do that, so I am revising the model a bit over some time, and I will work on probably a very perfect case that should fit perfectly, have all the holes at the right places. So again, this is the case that I 3D printed. It was again an amazing experience to design something. And talking about the point that why it took 3 days to get here, and that is because I didn't print it on my own. As I said, I don't own a 3D printer. I ordered it online. So there was a company that they provide the service of you just send them the .stl files, and they will print the product for you and give you a code before the printing starts, so you can pay them, and then they deliver the 3D printed product at your home. So that's how I got mine done. And so again, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Press the like button if you liked it, press the dislike button if you didn't like it, and leave a comment down below. I'll see you all in the next one.